Now I'd like to cut across to Siddharth MP, who's our correspondent joining us from Chennai. Siddharth, I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Tamil Nadu, of course, it will very efficiently conduct polls in one phase on the 19th of April. Talk to us about how Tamil Nadu conducts polls differently and how efficiently it does it. What are the factors at play and, of course, the main key issues in the state?
See, Shivan, to talk about polls in Tamil Nadu, always it's been single-phase polls. The history has been that way because largely there's never been law and order issues, there's never been controversies. It's always a flawless polling experience here in Tamil Nadu. So that's precisely why Tamil Nadu is announced in the first phase itself. April 19th, the state will be going for polls, 39 Lok Sabha constituencies. What we have to keep in mind is that's the political culture here. Largely the political culture here is driven by the Dravidian parties, and we have to keep in mind that the national parties here, that is the parties with the pan-India presence like the ruling BJP or the opposition Congress, they're only junior partners in an alliance here. So that's the kind of landscape that persists in Tamil Nadu. And as far as the issues are concerned, federalism and state rights are a major issue as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. The India alliance is a significant block here because right now they have 38 of 39 seats in Tamil Nadu. So India alliance had an overwhelming majority sweep in 2019. And they're looking to repeat that this time around. But of course, on the other side is the BJP. This time, they don't have an ally. Last time, BJP allied with the AIDMK. But the NDA, the alliance of BJP-ADMK, managed to get just one seat last time. So that's the kind of political dynamic here. It's not always fertile ground for the BJP, but all efforts are underway from the ruling BJP to ensure that, they can win the hearts of the Tamil voter. So some of the classic examples we can give is the number of visits Prime Minister Modi has made to Tamil Nadu in recent months. So just this year, over the last 2.5 months, he's made at least 6 visits, and he's expected to make more visits starting next week. From Monday itself, he'll be campaigning here in Coimbatore. So we have to remember that his outreach is also not just on a physical level, but also to the hearts of the people by speaking in Tamil, not just during the elections, but also on various international fora to, sing pains about the Tamil language and Tamil culture. So that's, something that is unique about Tamil Nadu polls. It's about identity and culture and state rights. Shivan.
And major efforts are being made by the Prime Minister. All right, I'd like to now cut across up to Disha Shah, who joins us from Mumbai. Disha, Maharashtra going to polls. It's going to be held in 5 phases. And of course, it's going to start on 19th April. Disha, the major parties have yet to decide a seat sharing ratio. They barely have a month left now. How do you see this one playing out? Are they running out of time?
Well, definitely the last minute negotiations are going on here in the state of Maharashtra, giving very little time to the voters to really think and decide on who to vote at these elections. Because remember, in 2019 as well, the last minute negotiations never happened. In Maharashtra, everyone, be it the NDA or the India bloc, everyone was ready with the candidate list much in advance. But this time around, despite several visits taking place in Delhi as well as in Mumbai, even meetings taking place with Union Home Minister Amit Shah, no conclusion has really taken place for the NDA. However, they say that 80% of the seat sharing formula have been finalized, but yet there are no official announcements because all the parties are eyeing for more seats. They want more share. So what to do? This is something which the parties are really confused about. So both Mahavikas Aghadi as well as the NDA have not yet decided on the candidates to field in 48 constituencies, which is the second highest after Uttar Pradesh. And taking cue of what rightly said by you and Siddharth, the face of the BJP here, of course, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Mumbai and Maharashtra itself, he has made more than 10 to 12 visits in the last 3 months or so, inaugurating various infrastructure projects, trying to, talk with the voters here in concern to ensure and as part of the political campaign.
All right, and now cut across to Siddhant Sibbal, who's joining us from, of course, New Delhi. Siddhant, voting for all 7 seats in Delhi will happen on the single day. It's going to happen on the 25th of May. Dates are, of course, out. Elections have stretched into June this year. What are the reactions you've picked up?
Well, Shivan, Delhi, of course, when it comes to pollings here, this will be closely watched. We know that the BJP has already come out with its list. That's the ruling party, including, of course, Sushma Swaraj's daughter will be standing from the New Delhi constituency.
Yes.
But let me talk also about the press conference. I'm standing just in front of the Vigyan Bhawan, where the press conference, a 1 hour long press conference happened, where, of course, the numbers, the details were given when the elections will happen, something that is the big story today. But also when it comes to the mammoth exercise, it will be 97 crore Indians are eligible for voting and 1.5 are first term voters. Also remember 55 lakh EVMs will be used in 10.5 polling booths across the country. The Election Commission was clear that it will leave no stone unturned to make sure that this will be a successful summit free of violence. And the challenges it listed was the use of muscle and misinformation is another big challenge that the Election Commission sees. So it will be using drones to make sure this is a violence-free election. And in terms of dealing with fake news, it will be coming with a new portion. It's on its website where there is the focus on reality versus the myth, and also applying laws to remove any content on social media which it deems as part of misinformation. But nonetheless, the message is clear that the 2-month-long exercise will see the entire machinery of the Election Commission trying to make sure that everyone gets a chance to vote, and also this is an election which is free from violence.
Siddhant, of course, you're exactly where the conference was held, where the entire nation is tuned in at the moment. You're at the heart of it all. I can see a lot of journalists behind you who are all giving out their own reports. Tell us what were the key concerns which the ECI had voiced regarding the model code of conduct, which all parties need to adhere to, given from the time from now, of course, till the end of the polls.
Well, the model code of conduct has now come into force, and the focus, of course, by the election commissioner was to make sure that there is no violation of it. And if there is a violation, then the election commission will make sure that there will be stringent action. It also said that there should not be any usage of hate speech and no casteist remark, or also trying to tell the political parties that this conduct, the model code, will be sent to them as well. These were one of the challenges which was pointed out by the election commissioner. Of course, he pointed out two other challenges, something we have talked about, whether it is misinformation, whether it is, of course, the use of muscle power. But all in all, as the temperature rises here in India, it is the onset of the summer. The political temperatures will also be rising. And the big question remains whether the ruling dispensation gets a bigger mandate, or what will be the policies of the opposition to, of course, make sure that they try to make a dent or come back when it comes to the results, which will be, of course, announced on 4th of June.
All right, Siddhant, I now cut across to Idris Lone, who joins us from Srinagar. And Idris, Srinagar, of course, Jammu and Kashmir, here is where it has been the essence of a lot of talk in recent months, of course, with the Prime Minister's visit as well. 42% women voters and over nearly 3.5 lakh first-time voters. Both these classes are what the BJP is really directing their efforts towards. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, Shivam, let me just tell you that the reactions that, first of all, are coming in from the political parties, be it National Conference, PDP, or some of the leaders from the BJP, a lot of disappointment, especially among the regional political parties. They were expecting that the both elections, assembly as well as parliamentary elections, would be announced by the Chief Election Commission today, which has not happened. And Dr. Farooq Abdullah, who is the patron of National Conference, has just spoken and said he's extremely sad by the decision. He has also questioned and said that if assembly elections are being held in 4 different states across India, then why not Jammu and Kashmir? It's been 10 years. 2014 was the last time when Jammu and Kashmir went for the assembly polls, and this will be the first parliamentary election also after the abrogation of Article 370. We've seen in the last 5 years there has been focus by the central government on the development of Srinagar city as well as the Jammu region. We've seen Srinagar city being converted into a smart smart city. That much focus has been put in here. But if we talk about the political circuit, a lot of disappointment among the political parties. A lot of locals especially were also expecting that the assembly elections would be announced as well. The National Conference had earlier said that since Jammu and Kashmir has seen the peak of tourism season in the last few years, if we are holding 2 elections in Jammu and Kashmir this year, then it will impact the tourism industry as well. The Supreme Court has given the central government till September 2024 that they have to hold assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir as well. While as if we talk about Shivam, about the security perspective, it seems that the meeting that the Election Commission had with the security agencies earlier this week with all the police, paramilitary forces, it seems that they have given them the indication that having both the elections in Jammu and Kashmir is not possible, as especially in the Kashmir region there are many highly sensitive areas where they would require more security personnel on the ground.
Idris, I just want to come to you for the assembly polls. Of course, a lot of reactions, as you mentioned, from ground. You've been tracking them closely. Now, the Supreme Court has mentioned that those elections, the assembly polls, they have to be held by September, the end of September this year. Can we expect them to take place in August or September, a little later?
Well, as of now, that is what the political spectrum is expecting. But the central has to take, the Chief Election Commission has to take a decision on that. Although everybody in Kashmir Valley as well as in the Jammu region was expecting that this is the time when both the elections could be held together. Because more and more security personnel will be brought in for the parliamentary elections as well. And as we see that the first 5 phases of the election, 1 seat from Jammu and Kashmir in each phase will be going to polling. So for that also there would be security personnel required, especially in the Kashmir region and in the north and south of Kashmir, which are highly volatile areas. So this was the time when the Election Commission would have actually held both the elections together, but it seems that the security agencies did not give a go-ahead for having both the elections together in Jammu and Kashmir.
All right, so a lot of disappointment coming in from the local and regional parties, rather, in Jammu and Kashmir. I'd like to thank all our correspondents for sharing all their insights. They've been tracking this since the morning, and of course, we'll be tracking it in the months to come. Thank you to Siddhant Sibal, who joined it from Delhi, and of course, Disha Shah, who joined in from Mumbai, Idris Sloan joining us from Srinagar, and Siddharth MP, who joined us from Chennai. Thank you to all of you, and we will be tracking this closely. This is WION World is One. Come right back after the break. This is WION's continuous coverage of the general elections. India is going to polls.